So, hey Walker.
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Here on the Make Noise booth, Superbooth 18, and you've got a new firmware update for the Morphagene, right?
That's right, yeah.
So, talk us through it.
Sure. Well, we've just released this just yesterday, or I guess the day before now. It's free for all Morphagene users, and you can download it directly from MakeNoiseMusic.com and install it yourself. What this firmware does is it adds a whole bunch of new user-definable options to the Morphagene. So basically what happens is when you're using an SD card to, as you would to load your sounds, recall your sounds, your reels, as soon as you put an SD card into the Morphagene with this firmware on it, it's going to create a text file called options.txt. And this file has a whole bunch of different options which can be edited by the user on a computer, and you can select any of these options and decide just which version of that option you want to engage. All the default options are the original behavior of the Morphagene, so if you don't want to change anything, just don't do anything and it'll be the same way that you're already used to it. And then if you go and change any option to 1 or 2 instead of 0, then you'll have new behaviors. So included in this are a new response for the vari-speed control, which allows you to sequence it volt per octave. We also have the ability to use the right input for phase modulation, phase/position modulation, which is kind of an audio rate similar to FM in the sound. And then we have a new gene windowing that's a little smoother, kind of enveloping for the genes. So when you turn up morph, you're going to get a more liquid kind of modulation through the slide control or the clocking, especially time stretch. Really nice with that. And a whole bunch of deeper options like changing whether the input is recording the mix on the SOS or just the input itself. A bunch of kind of little deeper options for people who are kind of advanced users to really set up the Morphagene to work exactly the way they want it to.
So you've got a bit of a patch set up here to kind of demonstrate some of those functions, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to start by showing a little bit of how the gene windowing works. As we turn morph all the way down, you can hear that the genes are actually fading in and out instead of being hard cut as they would with the default behavior. And this becomes kind of interesting if we go ahead and turn morph up so that they're cross-fading. The difference here is kind of subtle, but you know, if you're a user of the Morphagene and you are used to doing a lot of, especially sliding through synthetic type sounds, it can be pretty useful alternate behavior. And we also have a new phase modulation option at the input, which I'm going to go ahead and turn that up here. What I have here is a sine wave which is modulating I like to do this dynamic sine wave modulation.
And what, just out of interest, what did we have, what is recorded onto the reel at the moment?
We have, let us hear the actual sound without this modulation. Kind of a little bit of a guitar sound. This is actually one of the reels from our free sound library. Have the vari-speed set to do volt per octave right now. So I'm going to patch sounds from the DPO in as well. Right now, since I patched into the right input, it is doing phase modulation, but as soon as I have something in the left input, it'll switch back to using those as audio inputs again. I've got the DPO playing the same note as the Morphagene here, and as I change the note on the Rene, they're tracking alongside each other. So I'm going to sequence them together now. So this makes the Morphagene a little more robust as a sequenced pitched player. Of course, this will always depend on whether the sample or sound that you're using has a consistent pitch. If you zoom to a place that has a different pitch, then you're going to have a different starting point, and so it's going to be a different note that it's starting from. But you know, if you have like a drone or something recorded into the Morphagene, it can be basically used as another oscillator in this case. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I suppose we don't need to do any kind of price and stuff like that because it's free and
It's
also
free.
it's out now.
Yes, yeah, So it's available immediately, and if you have a Morphagene, you can put it on there right now. Also, all Morphagenes that are shipping now will have this installed as well.
Excellent. Well, Walker, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ed.